We're doing pre-show commentary.
Holy shit, it's Adam AK. Craigasm.
Perfect. Right, anything you want?
It's moving by itself. I can't even see the hell. I have to move it. I'm not gonna move it again, I swear.
You swear?
Yes. I'm not gonna restart the game anymore. Everything looks okay.
He's lying. It's going to be exactly the same bullshit with my game.
Good thing you're setting it up yourself.
Wow.
Show us a quick UV max.
What?
Show us a quick UV max.
Okay, we ready to go?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, we're going to do a video.
No, okay.
Okay, and here we go with Doom.
Well, ready to go when you are.
3, 2, 1, go.
So this is Doom. You might have heard of this game before. It's been a very big deal. Also in the speedrunning scene, actually. Because this game has pretty much kicked off the whole speedrunning scene, you could say. And even 20 years after its release, it's still there's still a very vibrant scene in it. A main method of movement that you're going to see throughout the run is called strafe running. There are two ways of strafe running. You can do something called SR50 and you can do something called SR40. SR40 is that you simply walk forwards and to either the left or the right, and that makes you walk 28% faster. And the alternative would be SR50, which is 41% faster. It's a bit more difficult though because you have to do some additional inputs, and it prevents you from actually turning around. You have to walk in a straight line then. This map is absurdly risky, by the way. It is a big run killer. Loads of shotgunners, which are hit scanners, which means that there's no projectile that you can simply dodge. In general, Episode 1 is probably one of the most dangerous ones in Ultimate Doom speedrunning.
Yeah.
Because there's simply so much stuff that can just kill you out of nowhere. The records for Doom, most of the competition I guess has been done in the form of individual levels, where you start from a pistol, where you just start off with a pistol and no additional weaponry, and you try to reach the exit as quickly as possible. People have optimized this game to death. It's absurd just how good certain runs are. People have also done full episode runs. These are also incredibly impressive. If I'm not mistaken, STX has the record for episode 1.
Yeah.
And it's like 5 minutes in-game time for the first 7 maps. It's crazy good. And it's hard to appreciate just how good these runs are until you start playing the game yourself a bit as well. What wakecold is trying to do here is a jump that skips essentially the entire level. You can go straight to the yellow key, which is the last key that you pick up in this map. And that opens up this kind of bridge that you have to raise for the exit. There's a slightly faster way of doing this stage, but it's essentially impossible to do in single segment runs. Even as an IL strategy, it's incredibly unreliable.
I wonder if I raised it up. The bridge, let's see. Yeah,
Yeah, it should be fine. But you have to walk into that little corner there in order to raise the bridge. There's simply a trigger line that you have to walk across to make it go up. And as it turns out, it leads directly towards a secret which contains a rocket launcher. It wasn't particularly generous when it comes to giving away BFGs and such in episode 1. So having the rocket launcher is already a gigantic boost in damage output. That was very clean, by the way.
Yeah, I got really lucky here.
You can get blocked off really badly there.
Ooh.
The main difficulty on which speedruns are done is ultra-violence. People also do runs on Nightmare, but Nightmare is kind of absurdly hard and very unreliable. Ultra-violence is essentially the hard mode of this game, you could say. The reason why most of the runs are done on this difficulty is simply because the other ones are not as challenging. Nice seizure room here. You can actually dodge the attacks of pinkies by simply moving back and forth a little bit, because after their attack animation starts, they don't actually deal damage instantly. There's a small delay between the damage dealing and their animation. What wakecold did here, and he actually pulled it off as well, there's an audio cue for it, is to have an enemy stand underneath a door that closes and traps you inside a room for 30 seconds. If you don't get the enemy to stand in the correct position there and to block the door from closing, then you're just kind of wasting time there. There's nothing you can do in that room. Going to be making use of some more secrets here to take a couple of shortcuts through the level. And also replenish on some lovely rocket launcher ammo.
Yeah, this path is actually not the fastest, it's just that we can take health and armor in this section. And it's really useful.
Yeah, if you look at the world record run, then this path is not taken, but you also see that he drops down to like 7% health or something incredibly low. And there's still a gigantic wave of enemies to come. So it's very risky strats. And for a marathon, that's completely impossible. Most people who do episode runs don't even do that. So. This map in particular is very brutal. It's incredibly easy to die on this one. For some maps, funnily enough, the faster you go, the easier it is to actually survive them. E103 is one of those. Because you don't give the hit scan as much time to actually, to damage you. I think it should be possible.
Yeah, should be alright.
Okay, we have $20 from pixling.ru, who says, "Hey Wake, good luck with your run. Void glide first try hype. With love, your pixeling bros. Donation goes to Runner's Choice." And then we have a $5 donation that says, "Donating again because Doom and Russia. Come on wakecold, do it. If you hit sub 20, I'll donate $1 more. So worth it. Try hard."
Oh, one more. Pretty good so far. This level might be an issue, but everything goes alright.
Yeah, maybe a little bit low on chain gunner ammo. Chain gun ammo.
Should be.
If all goes well, you wouldn't even need it on the next map. as a lot of people probably remember, the final boss for this area is actually just two kind of regular enemies. They're just Barons of Hell.
Kind of a regular enemy.
Well, I mean, in later episodes, you'd see them on a pretty regular basis.
Sorry.
This episode of Doom was a shareware episode, so it was actually distributed for free, and a lot of people played it. This is probably the most well-known Doom episode, with the most well-known and iconic maps. That's actually not that bad of a thing, because you want to lose some health for the very end. Although, ideally, of course, you want to kill the Baron as well. But yeah, the Barons are surrounded by lots and lots of pinkies. Or spectres, actually, so invisible pinkies.
Is it the right spot?
Yeah, this is the one.
Right.
I didn't get it. The biggest risk in this map is simply blowing yourself up with a rocket launcher, so you've got to be a bit careful there. And at the end, you could try and do a jump using SR50. And with a bit of luck, you make it all the way across, so you can skip the staircase there. So that's the end of episode 1. Episode 1 is essentially glitch-free. Episode 2 is going to feature some interesting stuff. First map is pretty straightforward, so...
Ooh.
Oh,
Should be alright.
yeah. Yeah, should be fine. So one thing worth noting about Doom is that it doesn't really pay attention to height. It's essentially a 2D game, you could say. And in this map, there is a strategy that you can use, but I guess wakecold is not going through.
It's a backup strat for me, yeah. But
Yeah, okay. There is a strategy on this map where you can press a switch
If I-
through a wall, even though it's...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so here you have it, actually. You just run into the wall
Oh.
at an angle, and
Oh,
there you go.
there
you
we
got
go.
it. And that lets you press the switch at an switch inside a different room that is also way higher than you are, actually. Because the game only considers which direction you're looking at and whether there's anything blocking your way towards the switch. But it doesn't care about height differences. The lack of Doom caring about height differences is also kind of annoying with enemies, because sometimes you want to run off some kind of cliff or do some kind of jump, and you just get blocked off. It seems like there's some kind of wall blocking you off. And then it turns out that there's just some kind of simple enemy standing underneath you.
Nope.
Pretty bad luck with the enemy movement in there.
Yeah. They moved way too much.
The plasma gun that wakecold picked up in that map was going to be very useful in for the boss fight, which is going to be a Cyber Demon. It takes a lot of rockets to kill, and using a plasma rifle speeds things up quite a bit. Not working?
Alright, so we're going to try this one again. You have to do a little just real quickly.
We'll just make sure, just run through it and see how we get on.
don't really know why it works, but it works. And the down part of it, that you actually, to get out of the level, you have to press the button to, like, you have to press the pixel of a button right here, so you can finish the level. That's the only way you can finish it, yeah. Sometimes with a bad luck, it can take a few minutes. You just press the button.
I can't hear a thing.
Right now, I'm gonna prefer rocket jump. Wait.
Yeah, it's a super precise trick.
Yeah, I think.
Even with a precise alignment, with a precise reference point, it's still very easy.
I think the mixer's just completely set down.
Stream said they heard a USB.
And it doesn't help that it's the last.
USB on plug, guys.
Or was
It's
it?
not plugged in using USB.
Well,
Oh.
I was very close.
you haven't unplugged anything down here, have you?
What do you listen to too far back then?
Is the sound of it on or follow? The sound of something on it like the USB on plug.
Yeah, good format.
Looks alright. Sometimes, yeah. Alright, there. Don't really have a lot of plasma here, but
It's still going to help out a bit.
a little bit, yeah.
Because the rockets actually do surprisingly little damage against the Cyber Demon. He doesn't suffer any splash damage, and that's kind of where a lot of the rocket damage comes from. Yeah, it takes about 45 rockets to kill a Cyber Demon. And his rockets are ridiculously powerful. You also have to be very careful that you don't blow it yourself up with those Lost Souls charging you away. They're actually probably more dangerous than the Cyber Demon himself.
Yeah. Alright.
Right, there you go.
And now Adam's favorite episode, episode 3.
The best episode by far. It's got a couple of cool tricks. The start is very rough, actually, because those cacodemons can block you up very painfully.
Ooh.
And you got through. Nice. Then there's the luck corridor with a bunch of pinkies. These can take either 2 or 3 shots. You want them all to take 2 shots, and naturally they're being complete dickheads. There you go, finally one. It's also possible to skip a pinky if you're lucky.
Like this.
Yeah, and that saves actually a lot of time. And then you enter another luck room with loads of imps that you actually kind of want to push yourself through.
Like this.
Yeah, well, normally you would try to kill even fewer of them, but
Yeah,
that just doesn't happen very often.
Oh.
There's multiple potential routes in this stage,
Yeah.
and almost all of them are pretty much equivalent time-wise, so it's kind of a matter of preference, really. You can even pick up a green armor in this map as well, if you want to.
Yeah, I'm going for the blue armor, just because why not? On this map.
He's alright.
Not enough.
Yeah, so you want to kill off these enemies at the start here. You don't technically have to, but not killing them off means that you're very likely to be blocked off when you're trying to get out of this area. Because, as I mentioned earlier on, Doom doesn't really care about height differences. So if there's an enemy standing in front of you, even if he's well below you, he's still going to block you off. Like, you can't just run on top of him. Okay, so that was very nice. Didn't get blocked off by any enemies. There's a BFG hidden in this map, which will not be used until the boss fight itself. It trivializes the very final boss. But you want to make sure that you've got enough plasma until that point, and the BFG is not really necessary anywhere else. That pinky is just completely random. He can either let you pass through, or he'll just charge straight towards you and block you off. There isn't much you can do about it.
This is the hardest map of the whole episode 3, and
Yeah, because there's a cool trick coming up.
yeah.
It's a key grab. You're going to try and grab a key through a wall. Basically, I don't know the precise technicalities of it, but you basically you run into a wall, and before the game pushes you out of the wall again, you've already grabbed the key.
Nope, no, that was way too early.
Yeah, that's very dangerous. So probably have to kill all of them. Yeah. So you line up with a very specific, point in the texture, using your gun as a reference.
Nice.
And then
That
press
was
try.
first one.
Yeah, it's very easy to get blocked off by enemies, or if you don't get that key grab first try, you're generally going to have to kill a lot of them and use up a lot of plasma as well. This is a very confusing map when you play it for the first time, because there's lots of teleporting going around, but the speedrunning route is actually pretty cool. Nice, didn't get blocked off by any spectres. There's a lot of
Okay.
pinkies in that area there. Nice.
That was really good.
Yeah, that was very clean. This map is pretty cheap actually when you play it for the first time, because the actual path towards the exit is hidden behind a wall that looks just like any other.
Oh!
Yeah, and this is why you do a quick save on pretty much every map, because it's incredibly easy to just blow yourself up or die otherwise.
That actually happened in practice. So,
Yeah, shooting a rocket in your own face at point blank range is just gonna destroy you.
right.
So other than that one room and the path towards the exit, the entire level is just filled with kind of useless stuff that you don't have to bother with. This map has a couple of jumps in it. Jumps are not actual glitches or anything like that. There's several points in the game where you intentionally have to do jumps to reach certain points. But if you strafe run, if you increase your movement speed, either via this SR40 or 50, then you can actually cover large distances with jumps. And that can permit you to do some minor sequence breaking. So in this case, you can you don't have to visit every single portion of the map to actually complete it. For instance, here there's a jump towards the yellow key. Simply by strafe running, you can make it across that gap. And that allows you to skip a couple of switches, which raise the terrain. Same here, you can do a couple of strafe runs, jumps, to skip some switch pressing.
A lot of plasma.
Yeah, you can do like 4 BFG shells actually if you pick up the last plasma. Make that 3 again. So yeah, final map, get ready on time as well, because this is an insanely hard boss fight, where you just fire a BFG at point blank range and that kills him.
Time. That's okay. So yeah, that's it.
That's Doom in a nutshell.
Maximum Doom next.
Maximum Doom, yeah, all 300 hours of it.
Bonus stream.
Could be.
Yeah, shout outs to the whole Doom speedrunning community. There's a lot of really cool Doom runners on SRL as well. And the scene seems to be coming. It seems to be getting a bit more big recently.
I'm not into it, so I guess maybe.